So the FBI and Homeland Security had good reason to be worried, and they issued these threats over a year ago. Well, guess what? We are now seeing the war in the Middle East is spreading. Experts are highly concerned that we are going to see a wider war very soon, and this is likely going to drag in the United States. Now, there's a massive warning that we are getting that there are potential attacks that will happen inside the United States. I will address that in just a moment. But the first thing you need to understand is, why are these threats happening? What just happened over the past 48 hours? Well, and potentially really over the past 24 hours. But here's what we know. Well, first, before I get to that, do me a favor. It's one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now let's begin. So, what just happened? Well, what happened was Hezbollah hit a little town as Majdal Shams in Israel. It took the life of, I believe, 11 children and 1 young adult. It took the life of 12 people that were playing on a soccer field. These people were doing nothing. They weren't a threat to Lebanon. They were not a threat to Hezbollah. But Hezbollah struck them. Israel has vowed to respond. Vice President Kamala Harris has told Benjamin Netanyahu, it's time to get out. It's time to stop. Okay? But Benjamin Netanyahu says, no, this is time for us to respond. We need to respond with a like retaliation. This is where it's going to bring in the United States. Because when Israel responds, which they have already responded with retaliation deep inside of northern Lebanon. But here's the issue. The concern is, keep in mind, Israel is the United States' closest ally in the Middle East. Okay? That is our closest ally. The United States and President Biden has vowed to ensure that Israel has whatever they need. Weapons, food, okay, just assistance, whatever they need, the United States will give them whatever it takes. Here's the problem. The FBI and Homeland Security have been telling us for several years that Hezbollah has sleeper cells already embedded in the United States. They're already here. We do not know where they're at. We don't know who they are. And we don't know when they could attack. But here's the concern. The concern is that if the United States provides more help to Israel, then we are going to see Hezbollah attack the United States. That's the problem. And I bring this to your attention because we are coming to that point in the year where people are going to be going to rallies, right? For people that are campaigning. Whether it's Vice President Kamala Harris, whether it's President Trump, J.D. Vance, U.S. Senator, a House Representative. Doesn't matter. That's just one thing that's going to happen. We're going to have several big events. We will have, football games. There'll be soccer matches, baseball games. We already have the All-Star game. Basketball is going to be coming around again. So all this stuff's going to be happening. You have concerts. And keep in mind when that attack on the concert hall happened, several months ago. The FBI came out and said this could easily happen in the United States. Now, the concern, though, where does it stop? Well, this is the problem, because Israel is not going to just let Hezbollah send a missile into Israel, take the life of 12 young people, and Israel just sits back. Israel is going to respond, which they already did, but that might just be the beginning of the response. And so the concern right now is, how big will this response be? Just because Hezbollah attacked Israel first, Hezbollah believes they had the right to do so. So in their mind, that was a retaliation for what Israel's been doing. And then Israel responded again, which means Hezbollah has, one less attack where they should respond again. If this happens, it's just going to keep going back and forth. Now, I don't know what the attack's going to look like. I don't think anybody does. I don't know how severe things will get. I don't know what or which cities people could potentially be, threatened in. But the FBI, Homeland Security have all said that the threats are the major cities: Seattle, Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Dallas, okay, New York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Detroit, Miami. Okay, the list goes on and on. That's the concern. That Hezbollah would likely go after a large or extremely populated city. And again, the sleeper cells are already here. These could be our next door neighbors. These could be our friends that we've worked with, our colleagues that we worked with for the past several years. And we don't know. Because a sleeper cell, they just integrate into normal life. And eventually, when they're called upon and they're activated, that's when something happens. Now, is this a serious threat? Is the United States, is this imminent? According to the FBI, we will have an imminent attack. However, okay, maybe not, no, I won't say imminent, but the FBI has said that there will be an attack on the United States, but it might not be for several years. It might not happen for decades. These people might not be activated. This sleeper cell they may never come to light. But again, keep in mind that they're here. That's the reason why it's a threat. That's the reason why the FBI and Homeland Security are trying to stay vigilant on this stuff. And they say if you see something, say something, because they don't have eyes everywhere. They can see a lot of stuff. They can pick up a lot of internet chatter through blogs and social media, but they're not going to get everything. And just like with the whole former President Donald Trump situation, they learned just a little bit too late. And so this is where things are coming down to a very critical point. What do we see? Where does it happen? And does it affect us here in the U.S.? As of right now, I just don't know. The only thing I'm here to tell you is that yes, this widening war over in the Middle East between Israel and Hezbollah out of Lebanon is deeply concerning. And it will drag in the United States if the United States continues to support Israel in the way that President Biden has vowed to support him. So we're going to see what happens, but I just wanted to share this with you because I know a lot of people were questioning and wondering, how does this impact the United States? As of right now, the United States is somewhat impacted, but the big concern is if we continue to support Israel, that's where we're going to see likely a response inside the United States. So, as we get more information on this, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.